Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today we're here to talk about the Ballinger family once again. I had some updated thoughts, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so oh boy, I have never quite seen a reaction like the one that I received about my video on the Ballinger family. I said in I did kind of a part two, and I read some of the more interesting comments that came through from some of their very strong willed fans, and I responded to some of those. But just like everything, even though I have an opinion about something, I do, when I receive the opposite side in such a strong manner, it doesn't make me second guess myself, but I do like to kind of take a couple steps back, digest the information, and think about, do I still feel the same way? Did I have a bad take? Was I seeing something that I shouldn't have seen? And I did that with the Ballinger family. And what I really want to make clear in this video is the issue has nothing to do with the Ballingers specifically, but the overall concept of family vlogging is a problem. I discuss it all the time on my channel, where the privacy is thrown out the door because the parents want to show their kids to the internet. And it seems like my assumption in my first video was correct, where because the Ballinger family has such a wholesome appearance, people seem to completely ignore the bottom line issue that exists on their channel, just like every other family channel. And that is that they are exploiting their kids. They are gaining monetarily by showing video of their children to strangers online. And I know that a lot of people want to make the argument of, well, everyone films family moments. But this is an argument as old as time. There's no issue with filming your family. Like I said, I have home movies everywhere from, when I was an infant to high school. So the issue of filming is not the problem. It's the issue of monetizing it and putting it on YouTube. Because once people get a little taste of how popular kids can be online, that's where the boundaries get pushed, and that's where the rules that they might have had initially are broken or bent so that they can get more views on this video than they did the last one. And it seems like the Ballinger fans have built such a toxic parasocial relationship with this family that they are willing to lash out at anyone who has even a neutral point of view on them. My video was not a stance to say that Chris and Jessica Ballinger and Colleen are the worst people on YouTube, because I understand that when it comes to family vloggers, there are tiers. And I always say at the top is like the Prince family and the Ace family. Then you take a step down and you go to like the LeBrants, 8 passengers. And on that third tier might be the Ballingers, because they're not cursing or showing their children in inappropriate clothing, but they are composing how their kids act. And if you guys want to argue that, you can all day long. But we're going to watch a clip of Jessica telling Bailey how to react for the vlog. This video is called Bailey's Diva Meltdown, and it is very old. I will, fully admit that. But for people who think that this is a one-time situation, in my opinion, you're incorrect, and we can have differing opinions all day long. But this situation does remind me, in a much more innocent manner, of what we saw with Jordan Cheyenne. And what we saw with Jordan Cheyenne was her coaching her son to look sadder, do this for the thumbnail, do that for the thumbnail. And in my opinion, that was just the first time that it was aired to her audience. I think that other situations similar to that probably happened and they weren't put onto the internet. For this to have happened with their daughter and it be put online, if you are in denial to the point to look at this and say, well, this was a one-time thing, there is no way that they would do this with any of their other children, that's your opinion, and I have my own. I think that as the YouTube fame increases, the requirement for some parents to have control of how their kids are speaking in vlogs and how they're looking in the videos increases as well, because they want to make sure that they're producing for their audience. They want to make sure that the vlogs are running smoothly and their thumbnails are clickable, and they can make sure that the titles are done in a certain way by getting this certain reaction from their child or children in that vlog, because then they can tie it to their title and they can tie that to their thumbnail. I know how SEO works, and I also know that the family vlogging machine, they only want it to get stronger as time goes on. So we're going to watch this clip, and yes, I am going to blur her face out because I don't want their kids on my channel. Before we watch this, I also want to say that someone tried to claim that I was exploiting the Ballinger kids by talking about them on my channel. That couldn't be further from the truth. What I'm doing here is sharing an opinion on public content, just as I have with many other family vloggers, YouTubers, influencers, TikTok people. If you're uploading public content, people are going to have an opinion about it. Just like y'all had an opinion about my Ballinger video, I have an opinion about their content. I'm not digging for personal information. I'm not here to dox, bully, or harass anyone. I'm sharing my opinion without name calling, cursing them out, dragging them across my channel, and that is what commentary channels do. So let's watch this and then we'll continue. So it says, we had to edit out this stuff. So they're putting this as a little extra to, I guess, seem relatable to some of their audience. You know, if other parents are watching this that have kids, those parents might be able to relate to this. And for all the kids that are watching, they will probably look at this and think that it's funny. But for me, it's actually really eye-opening and probably goes to show somewhat of a pattern of family vloggers coaching their kids on what kind of reaction they want for the vlog.
Start again, give me a big clap. No, I have to see your hands clapping.
Don't point at people, Parker. Don't point at people. Don't point at people. Don't point at people.
That's probably a rule that they have in their house. Don't point at people, and that's why she's repeating it so many times. You know, okay, fine.
What's my favorite part of the body? I like the heart. Okay. Here,
Why?
Mom. I like it because it's full of love.
Here, wait,
Heart.
put,
I like my heart because it's full of love.
okay, wait, do that with a smile, but that's a grumpy heart. Look at me.
I like my heart because it's full of love.
So when she says, do it with a smile, look at me, I realize that this is not the worst coaching ever, but for anyone who wants to make the argument of when a family vlogger is vlogging their children, they're just filming what they're doing in a normal day. We're having a look inside of a normal family and how, you know, kids are playing and interacting with one another. I've always known that there was another side of that, because kids aren't always going to say what you think they're going to say. They're not always going to be in the mood to film. And I've talked about the bribery, you know, that could be allegedly going on behind the scenes, because when you think of a child, you want them to fit into the vlog and you want them to say certain things or interact with one another in a pleasant manner, you know, siblings fight a lot. That's just the way that it is. And if they're fighting, instead of, you know, including that in the vlog, it could be, just saying could be, something like, if you guys play nice with each other, we'll go to the candy store after, or you can get that toy that you wanted. Just play nice, like we have to get this clip for the vlog. Play nice, don't be mean to each other, and we can do da-da-da afterwards.
Okay, look at the camera the whole time you're doing it.
I like my heart because it's full of love.
So obviously she had quite enough, and what she was providing was not good enough for the vlog, but I wanted to show that small clip just because to me it does really speak on the sometimes I do think that the parents are sort of like puppeteers, and they're expecting a certain response from the child, and when they don't get that response, then they have to repeat it, and the child gets frustrated, and all of it is going into this well-oiled machine that is their channel. But when it comes to family vlogging in general, if you look at some of their more popular uploads, it's to do with their newborn baby umbilical cord falling off, pregnancy stuff, obviously anything with kids, the medical scares, bike injury, baby reveal, baby shower, telling my family I'm pregnant, tonsillectomy recovery day, so recovering from surgery, our baby needs laser surgery, telling the kids I'm pregnant, 24 hours being pregnant, I'm pregnant. And there's this thumbnail that says so many squirts, and obviously that's, you know, something that an adult would understand that kids wouldn't understand. It's just all so it's all so weird to me. And again, it's not to say that it's a specific issue with them. The specific issue is creating a channel based around your kids. And for people who want to say, well, this person was a YouTuber and then they had kids, so of course they're going to share that with their audience. Being a YouTuber or influencer and having a child, it is not written in some contract that you have to then share your child with the world. That is not a rule. That is not something that your audience is entitled to. Obviously, choices have been made with a lot of them, but do you understand how many celebrities protect their children from paparazzi and super fans of them that might be hiding outside of their house? Like, because some people care that much about their child's privacy and they don't want their kid to be shown to the world. I often try to put that same ideology to YouTubers. If they cared, then there would be a way to not show their kid to the world. And to me, there's nothing wholesome about vlogging your family. There's nothing wholesome about choosing to have a presence online over protecting your child's dignity and their privacy. There was another video that I did recently where I was talking about how, you know, I understand if someone's gonna do once in a while an Instagram photo or a quick 10-second clip for a vlog, that's different than building your entire channel off of your kids. And this is where the idea of family vlogging comes in. We're not talking about someone who once every few months you might get a little clip of their child. We're talking about channels that are built off of the kids. People are watching the channel for the kids. They are tuning in because kids are cute and kids are adorable, and that's nothing that I will ever argue. But when I think of a parent's responsibility, it's to protect their children. And for me, protecting your child and showing them to the world are two completely different things. And I think because a lot of the family vloggers have such a young fan base, they will come into my comment section and other comment sections and say, I wish I had the childhood that the Ballinger kids have, or I wish I had the childhood of, you know, the LeBrant kids or whatever. It's easy to say that when you're younger because you don't understand the implications of having your entire childhood exposed to the world. There are embarrassing moments, there are moments that don't belong on the internet that are shown not once, not twice, but 10, 20, 30 times on some of these channels. And having a little bit of an embarrassing moment is different than what we see most of the time on the family channels. I'm not talking about, you know, some small thing that happened. I'm talking about having the birds and the bees talk, having surgical procedures, medical conditions used as a way to get clicks and views. Because when you look at their views, let's just use the Ballingers only because they're up on my screen. The What's Wrong with My Child video got 4.7 million views. So obviously anything where there's a health scare or an injury, that's going to get views, that's going to get attention, and they know that that's part of the machine. I fully understand that people look at this channel and they think that they are just the most wholesome thing to ever grace this platform. And that's your opinion. I have mine. This is my channel where I share my opinions. I'm not here to appease to people. I'm not here to have the popular opinion. I am also not here to upset anyone. But if you are irate by hearing that someone doesn't agree with vlogging your family, no matter what your last name is, then I don't know, go watch some more family vlogging stuff. Don't waste your energy cussing people out because they have an opposing opinion. The last thing that I want to say is to touch on their son and the gymnastics situation. There was never an issue with the wardrobe that he's wearing, but what I am saying is that people will tune into that content because of the thumbnail, because of the position that he is in the thumbnail and what he's wearing in the thumbnail. I never said that Jessica and Chris force him to wear it or he has to wear that. I understand that he wears what he wants to wear. I am all for that, always will be. But the gymnastics do not need to be filmed and put on YouTube. And that's where I'm always going to stand on it, is that there are a ton of things that can happen over the course of a childhood. But when you put dignity and privacy as number one, it does not equate to the full-on building a channel off the backs of your kids like we see with so many family vloggers. So I'm still going to do another video on Colleen because I told you guys that I was going to, and I'm ready to upset more of her, you know, little stands and fans with that. I know it's coming, but like I said, I'm not here to shy away from anything, and you know, I'm here to share my opinion and not be an asshole about it. But it really does seem like their fans just cannot take an ounce of criticism. So go spend your time watching one of their vlogs and don't waste your energy on my channel. That would be my advice to you. So either way, yeah, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like in the comments. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.